When was the last time you had a lot of fun? I mean, like you were belly laughing, you were laughing so hard that you were crying. Like, do you remember that? We all love those moments. Love them. If you're missing a lot of that fun, you might want to take a look at your second chakra, that sacral chakra,
Mm-hmm.
because it's all about fun and creativity and flow and your personal power.
Yeah.
So I know last week we jumped into the root chakra.
Yes, yes, the root chakra.
And the root chakra is all about like societal law and boundaries and what you're taught from your parents and all that tribal stuff. That's your root chakra. So now we're stepping up into our personal power. So this is where you get to have the opportunity to figure out what works for you,
Mm-hmm.
how you want, what are your rules, what are your laws, what are your boundaries, not just what you've been taught or told that this is who you are and this is what you believe. This is where
Mm-hmm.
you really get to express who you are.
And do you know where the sacral chakra is located?
That's a good one.
It is located 2 inches below your navel.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So find
that's
that
just
belly
like
button 2 inches down, and
yeah,
it's right there.
those things that really like connect us to the world.
Right. Relationships,
Yeah.
spontaneity, joy, um, control, surrender.
Hmm.
All those are pieces and parts of it. Passion. Yeah, lots of fun words in
Control
there.
and surrender. A lot of people don't like doing either one of those things.
I think a lot of people like to control.
but surrender not so much.
Exactly. So if you are a control freak, you need to look at the sacral chakra. It's commonly orange. I found the only orange thing I think I own to wear.
I don't have anything orange.
Sorry. That's okay. Yeah, so it's commonly known for orange and it's known for fire because
Yeah.
it's like the spark of your passion, your joy, your creativity, your laughter, your fun. Also, though, it's associated with water, which some people don't
Yes.
know. It depends on what text you look at. So you would think that those two might be contradictory, but they are not. Because water is all about flow. So when you get that spark of creativity, the creativity then needs to flow. So they kind of work hand in hand.
Right.
So you can tap in either way depending on what you're trying to do. Like if you already have that spark, you know what your passion is, or you want to go out and have fun. That's awesome. Find that spark, light it, do what you need to do there with the fire element of it, and then get into that water element. So you can really just flow with it and go with it. This is the surrender piece of it.
Right, right.
Like when you push a raft out onto that water, you're not like trying to hold yourself up on the water. You're surrendering that that raft is holding you up and it's taking you downstream where it needs to go.
Yeah. That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so know that you have both elements to work with in that space because a lot of people just, they know the stereotypical orange is fire and fiery element and they'll like burn through things instead of fanning that flame and knowing how to utilize it to really flow it out into their life.
Right. So how does one balance or like I believe in the last one that we did, I said that the way I balance mine is I picture it spinning. That's kind of in the same frame also with all of the chakras when I'm working with them. Excuse me. So spinning it out so that you can feel balanced and do all the things that work with the sacral chakra, like the colors, like you said, the foods also is another part. Anything orangey,
Right. You got sweet potatoes,
yeah,
oranges, papayas, mangoes,
yeah,
turmeric, ginger.
things like that you want to ingest so that you can keep it going and really be in the vibration of a very balanced sacral chakra.
And that's how simple it is to work with these things. Like this doesn't need like a 2 week retreat on.
No.
I mean, if that's your passion, fine, go do that. That's awesome. But you can, very simply, and also with the water element, have turmeric and ginger and make it into a tea. So you're hydrating. So lots of hydration, orange things with that too. So like orange juice, smoothies. You can put some sweet potato in smoothies, mango in smoothies.
Yeah, peaches, papayas, pumpkins,
Yeah, pumpkins, especially
figs
now.
too, passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
Yeah.
That goes in the whole.
Yeah, yeah. It's all these wonderful things that you can, eat and then also apply meditation to that. We will also put in what the sacral chakra looks like, so that you have a visual of what it looks like, and just work with it through meditation, prayer, whatever works for you.
Sound, there's certain,
Sound.
if you just look up sacral chakra
Yeah.
meditations or videos on YouTube, there's tons that have the VAM sound. VAM is
Yeah.
the sound of the chakra, the certain hertz
Right.
that works with that chakra.
Right. And if
Has
and if
beautiful
you
visuals.
if you are the kind of person that can, do tones with your own voice, do that. Using what is it, vom?
VAM, VAM, yes.
Vom. So, and just do that, and to tune yourself. I mean,
Because
just
that vibration, it's
oh
moving
yeah,
the energy, so it's shaking everything up and activating everything for you.
yeah. I mean, it's just simple things that you can do, you're probably thinking that just sounds silly, like, what am I gonna just do that stuff out loud? Sure, do it, or just hum it, one or the other, whatever works for you. But give it a try. Don't think it's silly. Just give it a try and see how it works, because the after effects are awesome.
They are. And stones, too, are a big one.
Yeah,
There's carnelian, there's tiger's eye, there's citrine. So if you're dealing more on the financial side of things, on your personal beliefs and your money mindset and wherever your personal stance is financially, citrine is a really strong stone to carry with you. If you're working more on balancing sexual energy, surrendering into intimacy, that type of things, carnelian is really strong for you. So look at the different properties of different stones, with the orange colors in there. When it's misaligned, a lot of times, if you have any of these things in your past, a lot of abuse, rape, addiction, stuff like that, those automatically misalign that chakra.
yeah.
So if you have any of those in the past and you're not sure if your chakra is aligned or not, you probably have some work to do there.
Right. And in a more physical sense of things also, you'll have bladder issues, kidney issues, discomfort when you're having sex, difficulty with creativity. You'll feel lonely and depression. Those are the physical aspects of when your sacral chakra is not balanced.
And hip problems,
Yeah.
lower back problems too. So yoga is actually a great thing if you have.
Yes, yoga
There's
again.
yoga, it comes up with everything. If you look up poses that are hip openers,
Yeah.
those type of poses really help you realign your chakra in that area.
Yeah.
And the essence of this chakra is really, it's the sweetness of life. I mean, that's why you have in here, the creativity and the passion and the sex and the fun and the laughter. It's like all those things that give you a sense of, life is really sweet and I'm really enjoying it and I love being in it. So you really want to look at things that bring that sweetness into your life. How you can feel more open, how you can feel more free, how you can put yourself into situations where you can experience most of those things.
Right. And it goes back to mindset. Whatever you want to create, you have to also make sure that your mind is in the right place. So, along with the meditation, along with, eating the right foods, tuning as far as vibration goes, also think out loud and say to yourself, the I am statements, like I am love, I am kind, I'm passionate, things like that, so that you can start shifting also the mindset along with everything else that you're trying to balance out, because that's very important, because it all starts with the head. It really does. What you're thinking is what's going to manifest. And if you're balancing your sacral chakra, and you're not, your head is like someplace else, and it's in the very negative state and things like that, that's actually what's going to come through,
Right.
versus what you want. So be very mindful of that.
Right. Programming that mind with all the things sacral chakra. I am creative, or I am stepping into my creativity. If you're like have a writer's block or something, sacral chakra is where you need to take a look. But so if you have that, so you can't say I am creative and not call bullshit on yourself. You're like, I am stepping into my creativity. I am working with my sacral chakra right now, and I can feel it opening, and the creativity is going to begin to flow in. And I am drinking all this like awesome water, and it's hydrating me, and it's just getting that flow going through my body. Like, just walk yourself through into the feeling that you're trying to go towards.
Right. And then stay open to receive whatever comes. That's the thing, is like I know that when I don't feel creative and I sit in meditation, and the first thing I say is, I'm open to receive whatever comes. And then I state what I'm looking to achieve. So if it's something like I need some clarity on something, or I need to see in what direction I need creativity in, things like that. A lot of the times when we're doing these podcasts, it's like we really need to like sit with ourselves, just to make sure we're tapping in properly and not putting our own shit into it, so that we can be aligned and in tune with the global energy, if you will, so that we can bring it out to you guys. And that's one of the things that I do, is like I make sure that my chakras are completely aligned and balanced, go into some deep meditation. Again, that's me. You can do it however works for you. And then you'll see that the creativity starts to flow through. You'll tap into something that's right up your alley, and it gets you all juiced up. So,
Exactly.
or, if you're having really good sex, that's another part of it. People tend to like be like, oh, okay, because you're most vulnerable when you're having sex, you're open, so it's like those, you'll find that, the creativity might come out during those moments, so yeah, have fun with it.
Have fun with it, definitely. And it doesn't have to be sex. Like, if you're not there, or you don't have a partner, or whatever it is, like anything intimacy, I mean, just spending time in really deep conversation with somebody could be like your type of depth and your type of creativity. So you don't
that
have
mental
to.
stimulation.
Yeah, exactly. That works for me. I like that. And this is a big part of where your relationships come from, because this is your identity of who you are, and if you're actually walking from that place into this world. So you want to take a look at your relationships and look at healthy power dynamics. I'm going to say it again, healthy power dynamics, because what we find in a lot of relationships is one person is trying to control things because they are not happy, or the other person is totally surrender to it because they're not happy. There's usually this power dynamic of one's controlling and one's not, or they're both jockeying for control and back and forth, instead of working in a healthy power dynamic where both people are standing in their power and are flowing together. So the more that you can solidly sit in that sacral chakra and be all of who you are, and find your inner confidence, and find your inner creativity, and just let that flow out into the world, so that people really know who you are and they feel safe and comfortable to be who they are, so that you can find that really good match, instead of people that we find often where we're not really matched up with. And it's because, we're being a certain way, we're being our representative, we're not being fully who we are, we're only showing tiny little aspects of ourselves. And when we can really just fully flow from everything that we are. I mean, we don't even have to be like, I am an artist and I'm this and I'm that. Like, you don't have to do that. But if that chakra is open and aligned, I mean, it's always open, but if it's aligned, that energy just flows out, and people can connect with that. And if you can connect with somebody from that basis, it just, a healthy power dynamic it's just magical. It's not all of this push and pull and disappointment and frustration
Yeah,
that we see in a lot
exactly.
of people's relationships.
Yeah, it's not that complicated, people.
Yeah. So this is check yourself first. And you might have to drop back down into that root chakra, like, what did my family show me with relationships? What did I see from my friends? What did I experience when I was young and dumb, and just testing relationships out and trying to figure out who the hell I was. Like, and then how do I bring that back up into my sacral and really ground into who I am? So it's a lot of different play through the different centers, and you can also play with the energy shuttling back and forth. Like, picture that sacral and lock into there and look at it, and then start asking yourself questions like, when did I lose that passion? When's the last time I felt joy? What really makes me feel creative? The last time I really belly laughed was, I really have fun when I, and just write those things out, or feel into them, think into them, tap into that energy, and then drop that down. Like, if you're like, I lost my passion when, drop that down and see if it has to do with family, with childhood, with past experiences, with old beliefs, where you
Yeah,
can like adjust and then take that adjustment and that conditioning, the new conditioning, and shuttle it back up into your sacral. Now you have a new energy in there.
right,
Like, you can play between all the chakras. This doesn't
right.
have to be a one and done, a chakra thing.
Let me rephrase that. I miss having fun.
Yes.
That's what I do. So that's when I go into, I call my sister. My younger sister is a freaking hoot, so I just love being with her. So I'll go hang out with her, or I'll go visit my best friend, and we do that stupid laugh all the time. We think about the things that we did when we were younger, and in school and all that stuff, and then it kind of brings me back into my life, if you will, and takes me out of the indifference part that I tend to dwell in. So yeah, it's just like, or dance music, that's flowy.
Yes.
That's another form of flow. Just whatever makes that feeling come alive, if you will, so that it can really turn on the sacral chakra. Oh, you said it's always on, but like really like start get it
Yeah,
moving.
stoke those fires, light that
Yeah, yeah,
spark.
exactly. So yeah, and that's what I do. I do those things where I know where I'm in that indifference of places, and so I know that I need to do something that's gonna move my sacral chakra so that I can remember what it's like to be in joy, and you know mess around, fuck around.
Fuckery can be fun.
Yes, it can.
And another thing, if you're finding that you have trust issues, like I'm going down these roads of these things that could look like red flags for you, if you're having a lot of anxiety, if you're feeling depressed a lot, you're feeling indifferent, if you're having trust issues, we actually just did a podcast on how to trust yourself. So you might want to check that out. But if you're having trust issues at work, with partners, with friends, in any type of relationship, this is back into sacral, and look at, where do you not trust yourself?
Right.
Where do you not trust yourself? Because if you're fully trusting yourself and you're not really trusting that relationship, if you're trusting yourself is probably saying, I shouldn't be in that relationship because that's not a trustworthy person. So you'd be taking some sort of action on that front. So there's got to be some place in there where you're either bargaining with your trust in yourself, and you don't want to chip away at your sense of who you are. So that's all located here. So we just want to make sure that you're aware that all those
Yeah.
red flags get you to circle back in there.
Yeah. Sometimes we get in our own way.
We do a lot.
We did, and we start to identify with the person that we are in the moment. Doesn't mean that that's who you truly are. You're just that person in the moment. And but if you get yourself out of the way, and allow the person that you're becoming to come forth, then you'll see how much easier that becomes for you.
Exactly.
So, and again, when we're in full alignment, spiritual, emotionally, physically, the chakras are also balanced, and everything flows, and what comes at you is completely what you need. I often say there's a difference between what we want and what we need. And a lot of the times, what comes to us is exactly what we need, not what we want.
Right. And this chakra is, we've talked about from the gate about creativity and creating. You are constantly creating. You are creating in your experiences of pain. You are creating in your experiences of passion. You are creating even in indifference. Everything is creating an evolving part of you that is just growing and growing and growing. So you can appreciate and have gratitude for all those different pieces and parts of you. So this chakra is about how you can harness your power of creation to create the life that you want to lead. So if life isn't exactly where you want it, this is your chakra. You're in full control. How can you use that energy and create the life you want, you desire? It's full of passion. That's full of flow. That's full of everything that just lights you up.
Right. And listen, but I can't, but this, but that, chuck it out the fucking window. Those are all excuses because we don't like change. We say we want change, but we don't like it when it starts to happen.
Because we get scared.
Yeah, exactly. So, when you're feeling a certain way, again, let's go back to the feeling uncomfortable or doing things that make us uncomfortable. That's when you're thriving, because
And that's
that's
creation.
when you're changing.
Yeah.
To get to the place that you want to get to create the life that you want. So get fucking uncomfortable.
Please.
And do the things that you want to do.
And harness that sacral energy and
Yeah.
create the life that you want.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day.
Be kind.
Peace.
Peace.